generation of warfare, psychological warfare. In modern conflict, the mind is a potent weapon. Discover General Michael T. Flynn's groundbreaking guide, A Citizen's Guide to Fifth Generation Warfare. Unlock tactics, strategies, and the mindset to navigate this cognitive battlefield that we all find ourselves in. Equip yourself against manipulation and emerge unscathed. Unleash your potential. Order now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday. It is July 31st, the last day of July. And if you're thinking about trying something new, trying something different, you guys know the line that I love, nothing changes if nothing changes. I got a little surprise episode for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed geopolitics earlier today with Chris. He always provides phenomenal content and information. But this next one is about you, not about the country, not about the rest of the world. It is about you. I tell people all the time, if you want to know if this stuff works, go look at my shows from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and then look at them now. You will see a visual difference in the way I look. A lot of stuff was going on in my life, a lot of stress, cortisol levels, insulin out of whack, all the stuff, right? And I'm sure a lot of you are dealing with that. What we're about to talk about right now are real life stories. So let me bring on my partner for today, Colton. Thank you for joining me, man. I'm pumped up. I was talking with you in case in the last few minutes, and I even told you guys I got my entire setup of the stuff I take. Right? I'm not selling my audience anything that I don't take, that my missus doesn't take, and some of the stuff that my kids don't take. Like, this is a part of my day and my life every day. And I love it. I tell you guys, it's like the perfect combo for me. And you have some stories to share. We're about 1 month past when I had a special guest on. So I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, Alpha, thanks for having us on. Happy Friday, man. It's good to be here, and good to be here with the Alpha Warrior family. Thanks all of y'all for tuning in. We're on because about a month ago, one of our really good friends, Trent, he is an expert in the metabolic health space. He hopped on the show with you, Alpha, and he explained to your audience the huge issue that not just the US, but the world is dealing with right now in terms of our metabolic health. And he also shared what we believe to be the best solution in the world, and that's the Feel Great Protocol. Now, a month ago, when that show was aired, when he hopped on with you, there were just over 100 people that decided they wanted to try this out and they wanted to put it to the test. And of those 100 people, we have had so many really awesome stories. I mean, these are people that they're 2 weeks in or 3 weeks in, and they're already experiencing some really life-changing stories. And we share these with you. We want to share it with the audience. If you're on the fence, if you're thinking, I don't know if this is for me, you're about to see some real life stories of people just like you that a month ago decided, hey, let me try this out. Let me put it to the test. So Alpha, I'll pull this or share this, and you can pull it onto the screen. And let me know once it's on the screen, once everyone can see this.
Yeah, before I pull it on the screen, one thing that I want to say to these testimonials is I remember, Colton, and you've probably experienced, I remember seeing QVC on the TV, infomercials on the TV, and I'd be like, does it work? Does it not work? And now, being an active participant in this stuff, I know it works. I see the difference in my life. I see the difference in my family's life, but I'm human just like you and my audience. And we work a lot. You know what I mean? I was even telling you and Kason, if I can just master sleep, like I'll have perfected my life hack, right? But there are times where I'm exhausted, and I'm just like, man, I still got to do my edits. I got to do this. I got to take a little one to go, play. I got to do school shopping, and I'm exhausted. And I'll feel like, man, I don't, like, my tank's empty, but I gotta work. I have an audience that depends on me, and I'll get a testimonial. whether it's from you guys or someone else, and it'll be someone's like their real story,
Mhm.
their real story, and it's like my exhaustion goes away, and I'm like, this, like, if this one person is the only testimonial that ever exists, that's a win. Like
Mhm.
that's a human being that gets their life back. And so with that, I'll bring this on the screen, and it's showing on the screen now. EC are
Yeah.
the initials on this one.
Yeah, this is Eric and everyone on here. They've given us permission to share these testimonials and have their first name talked about. So these are real viewers of the Alpha Warrior Show. They watch every single show. I mean, these are people that I'm sure are in your comment section talking every single time you're live. This is really awesome, like you said, to see somebody who you connect with, you may not know, but you connect with so often, and they're experiencing life-changing results. So Eric, he says, I've been taking Unimate and Balance for 9 days now. So he just recently started, but I felt changes after the first 24 hours. Honestly, I should have gone to the doctor. I had diabetes in the past, lost the weight and exercise regularly. Well, of course, I got lazy. Eric, a lot of us get lazy and let myself go. Long story short, I started feeling the same symptoms that sent me to the ER before diagnosed with diabetes. Perchance I was listening to Alpha when the Feel Great presentation came on and decided to try it. I've not been disappointed. The bloated feeling in my upper belly is gone. I've had experience with intermittent fasting in the past, but the Unimate has made it effortless. My energy's coming back. I finally feel good enough to exercise. I also lost 5 pounds so far. This for real. This is for real. And I'm so happy I started.
You know,
Alpha, that's awesome.
it is, when life changed for me, out of law enforcement, and God's plan is the perfect plan. I lost medical insurance. And so I realized, granted, there's the VA, and I know that they're starting to fix things, but the history I have with them from friends is horror stories. So I was like, that is not an option for me, which means if I go to the doctor, it's going to be out of pocket. And if I allow something bad to happen, or I need a surgery to happen, I can't afford that. I'm not in a position for that. And so that creates more stress, right? And so
Yeah.
when Eric talks about, I noticed things that were going to send me back to the ER, like, your body signals you, like, listen, this isn't right. We shouldn't be feeling this. And then you have a choice to make, and like he says, got to get back into working out, do my fasting, and to see that he had success so fast it's just awesome to read that and hear that.
Yeah. In 9 days, his life, his health is turning around completely. And he's not the only one. Now, I said most of these are for people that actually signed up right after that show. They purchased and have just recently been trying it. But this is Deborah. Deborah has actually been taking the product for, I think, almost 3 months now. Deborah, if you're reading this and it's 2 months, forgive me. But I'm pretty sure it's almost 3 months. But Deborah said, I've replaced my morning coffee, Splenda, and creamer with a lemon Unimate. I no longer have edema, and I don't crave diet pop. I've lost a few pounds. I'm post-menopause, so I think the weight loss will be slow, but the Feel Great system is not all about weight loss. Facebook page is great, is a great support group. Everyone is friendly, willing to answer questions, give encouragement, and share recipes. I wanted to throw this in because we have had such frequent contact with Deborah. She's even said, hey, I'll hop on the show and talk about this. I mean, she would love to be here and share this. But she really has had some life-changing results. For those of you that don't know what edema is, you get this crazy water retention in your hands and in your feet. And it's a terrible, really painful experience for people that are dealing with it. And the fact that she no longer has it, she had to take medication for it, which she's no longer having to take. That is certainly life-changing. So I wanted to throw this in just because of how awesome Deborah is, and the fact that she's wanted to share this with your Alpha Warrior family.
Probably have to get her on the show.
She would love to do it. We could probably call her right now and she'd get on. She's great, seriously great. Now let me hop into another. This is someone, Cass, who just purchased right after that last show a month ago. Lost 5 pounds in my first 17 days. of this wonderful new lifestyle system. The Unimate especially helps on the last hour to complete my 16-hour fast, sleeping more soundly too. Doesn't that good sleep sound good to you, Alpha?
It does, man. And here's the thing is my body's like, hey, we're ready to go to bed. So it's not that, any of the things I'm taking don't work. It's just I keep myself awake because I'm like, I got to be up early to take care of baby girls. So I got to get as much work as I can. So I push myself through it, but once I hit the pillow, like I'm out. I would love, I don't know if I don't even remember the last time, maybe it was 7 or 8 hours. So I look forward to that. But, just knowing that people are losing this weight and having that confidence and seeing success, it's awesome. And to the part where she's saying with the fast, I'm telling folks that you will have to remind yourself like, hey, I haven't ate. Like I better eat. It's that good, and even going back to Eric, bloating was a thing that I was dealing with. It was an uncomfortable issue that I just thought was just a part of the way my body operates. So that was one of the first things that I actually noticed kind of diminish as well. And so, love hearing these.
Yeah, I mean, what a lot of people don't realize is that most of us have thousands of calories on our body. And sometimes it's really good to not be ingesting calories, but give your body a rest and let it burn this fat for fuel. I mean, what we're certainly not suggesting is that you never eat or you only have to eat 1 meal a day or anything like that. But a lot of people like Cass, when they start to drink Unimate and they incorporate balance before their meals, they feel such a big difference. It's easy to give your body that digestive rest and let it perform the way it's supposed to. I mean, you look back to 2,000 years ago, we did not eat 10 times a day. The human race was a eat when we had food and not when we don't. And a lot of the times you didn't have food. We were hunter-gatherers. And so anyways, I don't want to get on this rant, but it's incredible that Cass isn't even having to try. Like you said, it's natural. When you're drinking the Unimate, it kind of shuts down that food noise and you feel like, hey, I'm good. My body's doing what it's supposed to. Now I've got a ton of these, Alpha. I'm going to share one more. I don't want to go through 100 with the audience. This is Ruth. Ruth said, well, hey, tell Alpha I love the program and I'm down 24 pounds. That's pretty incredible. Whoa. I feel so much better physically. It really is a great program. I definitely recommend it. And it's not just for weight loss. Ruth's saying that having lost 24 pounds, but not just for the weight loss, but overall health and well-being. That's incredible. I mean, it's few and far between that we see someone who loses 24 pounds in a month that quickly. Disclaimer for those of you listening, that's fast. That may not be normal. These other numbers we saw, like 5 in 9 days, or 4 or 5 in 17 days. That's more normal. But this is incredible.
That is like, damn. And you know what? Everybody is going to find like their pace, and because this is what I kind of tell people is, I don't know how else to say it. Then the more jacked up our body is when we start the pursuit of a new health journey, is sometimes things do take a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Your gut microbiome's off, circulation's off, digestive tract's off. So sometimes it might take a couple of days or a week or two or whatever the case may be. But like, you got to stay in the fight, Yeah. And if you are someone who's already kind of started working out or started changing your diet, you may start to see something more rapid. So if you don't see something rapid right away, don't be discouraged. Under the hood of your vehicle, things are being fixed. Things are coming into alignment. And here's the other thing too, and I've noticed, with some of the other stuff, the feedback that I've got from friends and family, sometimes they're just like, man, I felt off. And I tell them, don't stop. Just keep taking it. And they always come back and they're like, man, I'm glad. Because as horrible as this is going to sound, our bodies they acclimate to operating unhealthy. Mm-hmm. And so you get so used to that as your body starts to make itself healthy, that feels awkward sometimes. And if you just stick with it, you'll kind of get over that hump, and then you're just like, man, this is the way life is supposed to feel. And
Yeah.
when you get there, you're just happy.
Mhm. I think that's why it's so important when you're putting this to the test, try it for 90 days. Don't expect that you can undo 5 years worth of damage, 10 years worth of damage, 30 years worth of damage in 30 days. You can certainly, like Eric said it, I felt a change in 24 hours. That's what he said, right? You can certainly feel a change coming on very quickly. But if you think that you're going to undo the damage that you've previously done to your body in a week, I hate to break it to you, but that's not going to happen. Now, when you give it 90 days, 3 months, like that's a long time. When you can give it that time frame for your body to start to make these changes and see those changes manifest themselves in, whether it's weight loss, whether it's blood sugar control, whether it's blood pressure control, the list goes on and on. When you can give it the time, you do start to see those changes. Now, Alpha, one of the reasons we hopped on the show was because a couple of days ago, you made a post on X and you said that, paraphrasing, right, that essentially if some members of your community wanted to donate some money to your X card, that if you got around $1,000, that you would give that out to someone deserving of it in your community. And as soon as I saw that, and Kason and I, who's been on the show before, as we saw that, we said, hey, we want to give back. We want to donate to the community because there's somebody out there that needs it. Now, it's been 3 days, so you may very well be at that $1,000 mark. And if that's the case, great, we want to raise another $1,000. So what we'd like to do, anyone that's listening in on this show that is thinking, maybe Feel Great is for me. Maybe you've been on the fence. And over the past 30 days, you thought about it. You saw Trent 30 days ago and you thought maybe that would work, but you didn't quite pull the trigger. Maybe you're someone who's never heard of Feel Great before, and you're a little intrigued by this show. You're struggling with high blood pressure, or you're struggling with weight control, or you're struggling with cravings all day long, and you want that relief. Well, anyone who's listening to this show right now and puts it to the test and purchases a Feel Great pack in the next 4 days before the end of August 4th, we are going to match $10 for every purchase. So like I mentioned, last show we had just over 100 people buy the Feel Great pack and try this out. And that would give us the $1,000 to someone in your community that needs it. And I really hope that you've already met that 1,000, because now this will be another 1,000. And so we can bless 2 people in your community that needs it. So our commitment to you is that anyone listening to this show that goes to awspecial.com and tries out Feel Great, we're going to pledge $10 for every Feel Great pack that gets sold over the next 4 days. And for those of you that are thinking, I want to try this out, then go to awspecial.com. One of the really great things about hearing this on Alpha's show is that most people, they'll go to Amazon or to the manufacturer website and they'll pay right around $250 for a monthly supply of the product. And it's worth every cent. I can break it down for you and show you how it's worth every cent. And everybody trying it will say it's worth that. But those listeners to your show, they get a special price. They pay $159 a month, and they pay that forever. They never have to pay that $250 Amazon price. They lock in this special price forever. They can try it for 90 days risk-free. If it does not help with their weight control, maybe their edema, if it doesn't help with their sleep, whatever the issue is that they're hoping it will help with, if they try it for 90 days and it doesn't help, they get all of their money back. So it's risk-free for them and a blessing to somebody in your community, which we're so happy that we can help give back, because we really love what you do for everyone.
You know what? So when Kason reached out and told me that you and him wanted to do this, I was like, that's cool. That's really cool. And what kind of inspired the post was social media, man. Like, dooming and black pilling and bad news sells. You know, I don't understand the psychology of it, but it sells. And so everybody's social media feed just gets flooded with just despair and bad stuff. And I always tell my audience, you know, listen, psychological warfare, information warfare, morale is a weapon. And I understand that. And I was just like, what's something that we can do to boost the morale of just people? And I was just like, let's see if we can raise $1,000. And if we do, then we'll give it to somebody that's in the comments that has a story. And as long as they agree to be transparent, because again, I want people to not worry, like this money that is raised is going to that person. So as long as the person agrees that we can post that this was sent to you and here's your story, then we're good. And so we're on that journey. We haven't reached it yet, but we're on that journey, and we're going to fulfill helping somebody. And just the rules, just so people know, because of the way I operate. I even told my friends and family that follow me, sorry guys, like you can't win. You know, you not this time. Maybe on the one down the road, but I want this one to be just, you know, just completely level with the community, that one of you guys is going to be the recipient of it. And it'll be tough, you know, because how do you triage a story when everybody wants it? But maybe this is something that I can get trending and get other podcasters to do it, to where we could just help people. You know, there's people out there that are blessed, and you know, let's help people, because there are a lot of people struggling, and you know, $1,000 to some people might just be like, you know, that's a bill, but to somebody that is looking at a pink notice for their car or a due bill on their electricity, like that can change things. So I really appreciate you guys doing this for my community. And with that, I want to make sure, for those that saw the last episode with Trent, here are the winners of that silver coin. So I want to put this out there. Jason sent me. So we have Jacqueline R. from Colorado. We have Lori Lynn B. from North Carolina. Carmen R. from Virginia. Sherry E. from California. Hi, neighbor. And Greg O. from Florida. Hi, future neighbor, potentially. So these people all won the Trump silver coin. So just want to say congratulations to you guys. And then Colton, I'll give you the final words.
Yeah, you know, it's like you said, we love to sit here and see these awesome stories. If it were just one person whose life had been changed, it's totally worth it. I mean, here we've got hundreds of people whose lives are changing every single month. And if you're sitting here and you're thinking that you need a little bit of that change, if you're struggling with where you're at, or you're tired of where you've been, put it to the test. Put it to the test. And this time around, not only can you benefit yourself, your own health, but you're going to bless somebody else in Alpha's community. And if we can help health and somebody who's struggling financially, man, there's nothing better than that.
100%. And just for those that, does you really take it? Watch the shows I do on Thursday mornings with CanCon, because I take my Unimate in the morning, early in the morning, and you will see the glass bottle with the orange lid, because I like the glass bottle. If you guys don't know, you'll get a plastic one. Get the glass one. The glass one is so
glass one's
awesome.
Great.
But if you guys see what I'm drinking, that's my Unimate right there. So Colton, again, thank you. God bless you and Kaysen. And for the audience, nothing changes if nothing changes. And the cool thing now, not only can you change your own life, you can be part in changing someone else's. So do me a solid, smash the thumb, hit the heart, leave a comment, share this out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Good night. God bless. And Semper.